Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. Or perhaps it should be teach a man to fish and he will sit on a boat and drink beer all day. Or is there more to these obsessed individuals? What draws fishermen to water is not a simple answer and would differ from person to person, but worldwide it has people hooked, so to speak. From the world's mightiest oceans to the tiniest streams and dams, it brings people from all walks of life together in what can only be described as downtime that keeps them coming back for more. Traveling along a wild and untamed river as the sun pops its head out, revealing the splendor of a flooded river system, has to be one of life's great gifts that a few lucky anglers in northern Namibia felt they had to share with others. From this was born the Crockango Angling Club, and shortly afterwards the Crockango Angling Bonanza. From its modest beginnings with only 4 boats and 12 anglers with a prize of a rod and reel, this competition is now in its 11th year and boasts 65 boats, 195 anglers and over 600,000 rand in prizes. But more than that, it's a family that come together once a year to meet up with old friends and enjoy the beauty of the Crockango river system. The 2010 competition was once again based at the Crockango River near the town of Rundu in northern Namibia. 65 teams arrived at Ngandu Safari Lodge in Rundu, ideally situated on the banks of the Crockango River. With accommodation varying from self-catering chalets to well-organized camping, all the anglers' needs could be met at this year's comp. The opening night saw anglers and their families coming together to kick off the 2010 festivities.
Welkom, hoe gaan het hier met die mannen? Jullie vrouwen, hoe voel jullie die visvangcompetitie? Hoe lyk die water vir julle?
Anglers were greeted by this snake whisperer, Freddie Mong, who introduced this year's dignitaries and organizing committee. Councillor Bonnie Wakajuma then welcomed the anglers to the region and won the crowd over with his impeccable Afrikaans greeting to the appreciative crowd. After a short briefing on the rules and regulations by Lathras Ace from the Crockango Angling Club, last year's winning team, African Anglers, were then awarded their winning jacket. Then, 2 of Crockango's stalwarts were awarded lifetime membership awards for service to the club.
Wat 'n voorreg om 'n deel te wees van so 'n klub, van so 'n komitee. Mag julle almal eendag dieselfde voorreg hê. Ek sê aan hulle baie dankie.
Teams then collected their team packs ready for 3 days of intense fishing.
All good, happy. Maybe we're going to catch the big one today. So, yeah, you know how the early morning jitters are. So let's get packing.
It's day 1. I think we feel good. We are ready for action. Hopefully we'll be lucky today.
Well, it's now the 3rd year that we've been here. And every year it goes a little bit better, but this year it looks a tough one for us. I don't think we're going to get a lot of fish. Hoping for the best. Because of this high floods that we've got, you know, you've got such a large area of water where your fish could go out of the mainstream. And there's no ways we're going to get into the bush or on the floodplains where the fish actually are now in this time, because they're spawning. And all the small fish also sort of left the main stream at this stage. So Good luck on bed.
The 2010 comp saw competitors heading out into the unknown. The water level is ever changing and is governed largely by the amount of water falling into the catchment area. The Crockango Angling Bonanza takes place in May when the water levels have started to subside, bringing the fish off the floodplains and into the main water channel, thus making it easier to target the many species of fish which are more concentrated. This year, however, saw the highest flood levels in over 45 years, which had changed the river completely and was going to make it extremely challenging for the anglers to target the species that was needed for this year's crown. Day one was proving as tough as everyone had expected, with teams trying to find the correct fishing patterns.
Hierdie jare is daar redelijk baie wat kan gedoen word op die rivier. Dis visvang met die ideaal vir die mense goede. Om te kon vang diervis, bream, nemwe, vriespots. En dat is maar zo. Als die water hoog is, maakt het moeilijk om vis te kan vangen. Als die water laag is, die beter plek om te gaan vangen bij je goede. En dat is maar zoals die jaar is. Die jaar is bij je hoog.
Competition has come up with a formula that rewards points to each species and giving each species the merit it deserves. For the tigerfish, the weight of the fish is multiplied by 0.465. For barbel, the weight is multiplied by 0.20, and nembwe is multiplied by 1. With the tough fishing conditions expected, we headed out with 2 of the teams in preparation for competition.
We are now at McKenna, which is just south of, or should I say east of, the Quito River, where the Quito River joins the Crockango River, and we're going to fish downriver from here. There's a place here where the water comes like that around, and there's bream there.
You see, they're actually running on the bank there.
Yeah. Well, those bream are not there anymore. Yeah, oh.
They've got the snatch, eh?
Yeah, hell of a take it. I'm thinking of changing to a different colour spinnerbait from a goldy brown to maybe something a little bit darker because the water is quite clean.
The reasoning behind that?
Normally in cleaner water, well, they say you should actually use brighter lures in that, but I find that darker lures are a lot better in the cleaner water. It looks more natural to the fish, whereas you have these bright lures and that they tend to look more poisonous than what they can really do. So change it to something with a gold spoon to reflect, and a bit of purple and brown makes it look more like a bait fish with the white. Putting on a little rubber band to stop the spinnerbait from actually sliding up the trace, and it'll just hold it in position all the time.
The stance. not the croc going in there.
No, I don't think so.
I saw the croc here just now.
Yeah, but it was further up.
There's snatchers there, there's tigers in there. There's some tigers in there.
That's what they're swelling in there, like.
But there's nice. That's it. You miss him.
Tiger frenzy, yeah. Ooh, they're not small tigers either. Almost lost my rod there.
You can see clearly the water here. This water comes off this floodplain is from the Kwitu River. And what happened here now is the Kwitu is pushing into the Crockango River here. You can see clearly where the muddy water meets the clear water from the Kwitu River. And it seems that the tigers are sitting on that line of dirty and clear water. A small little tiger, but sitting here where the water coming off the floodplains into the mainstream. I just want to try to release it. Oh, quick release, Barrett. I just hooked it in that little bit backwater there, but there's a current pushing in from the floodplains, and the tigers are sitting in there waiting for the bait fish to came over into the mainstream. So just do overcast into the floodplains, and as I came through the drop off, I just let the lure sink to the bottom, and then he took me.
I'm on board Team Crestliner with Monica and Jürgen. We're out here on the Crockango River trying to catch some nemwith and some tigers, drifting down in a fast section here between islands, looking for holes, see if we can get some productive water. Throwing some jigs, Monica here. I'm throwing a spinnerbait just to vary a little bit, see what we can come up with. The water levels are extremely high. According to statistics, these must be the highest floods in the past 45 years. So everything's different, everything looks different. We have to look for new banks that produce this time of the year. But it's a challenge, and it's the same for everyone, so that's the nice thing about it. Loving it, loving being out here.
I love coming up here into this area. It's always so nice and green, and plenty of water this year, much more than I expected. You know, you always hear the stories about how high the water is, but you can't really imagine in your head that it just, you know, such a vast area of it. And it has changed the river tremendously.
Just got a 1/2 ounce tungsten jig on there. It's a killer. Let me tell
you, you don't get one, eh?
I'm fighting hard for it. I'm getting one now. Look at this one, is really, you know, not looking that healthy or well anymore.
Does he put you on a quota on how many jigs you're allowed to use a year?
Yeah, and trust me, when I get stuck, oh, bad news. And if I lose one. That's why I've become such a great fisherman, I never get stuck.
That's why you also only fish in the middle of the river.
Exactly. Oh, funky colors. I think I'm going to go with that one.
This is the man's equivalent of a shoe shop.
Yes. All the different colors for the different outfits. And even though you don't need them all, you still want them all.
But we want to have more looks.
That's why we never get into an argument about how many shoes I have, and I don't talk about how many lures he's got. We understand each other what this is concerned. Fully.
What's your comment on that?
He agrees with me.
You know when to shut up.
It's more exciting like this.
Cool.
I just caught this one on a brown and black jig, and it was not while sinking but while pulling back, and it didn't take it very hard. It was very, very soft, so I wasn't sure in the beginning And only when he had me, I realized that he was actually on the rod. So I'm quite happy he's here, and I want to put him back now. He doesn't have to be out for too long.
What sting is
That's
that?
a breed.
No, this is tiger or something. Using the carrot to fight.
Yeah.
What thing is this? Not a breed, it's a tiger.
Fish took off this red fin, and you lose about 50% of the success rate of a lure without this red fin, so you just need to replace it quickly. They call this a doopy jig because I think I can do whatever you want to do with. I can mimic a spinnerbait, I can mimic a jig with this thing. It's just the way you work this lure. And a lure is all about faith. If you've got faith in the lure, I will rather prefer, if somebody said they want to use a jig, I will rather use this thing and jig the same as what the jig do. So yeah, that's why they call it a doopy's jig.
Well, go and catch a bream there, because Kevin seems to be dropping quite a lot.
He's suckling a bit, yeah. Let's help Kevin quickly.
You got something on there?
Yeah.
Oh, yo. Off again.
Yeah.
Huh?
Did you see that?
The doopy's jig.
Man, that was a huge target. That.
The doopy's jig is doing his thing, eh?
That was a decent target. Man! I got a prize. I'm not doing too well there.
What you fishing with it, no?
The doopy jig. FC at Copper Spoon. Okay, this is that joke. I actually did get him in the eye. I think I've taken out his other eye. Now I'm just changing the split ring, because the last tiger fish just ripped the split ring open. So just want to change, put a new split ring on, possibly a single hook, because the treble hook to hook them up is not that easy on a treble as it is on a single hook. You see the bream swell there? That's how they hide like that. And you come drifting past and you don't know they're there. And the next minute they come straight out of there, straight at you. But you notice how quiet they were, they're just sitting in their nostrils, just sticking up. Plenty. Look at the tigers, look at the tigers. Oh, yeah, whole school of them. There's some big ones, eh? Look at the ones here, right here, next to this one. Look here.
Yeah.
Look here, swimming in the water. Look here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chow that one.
Yeah.
Hey. What you got there, Kevin?
Yeah, nice tiger. Coming along. Oh, he's trying to chew the lure. Yep. There we go.
Kevin got a nice tiger on there. Kevin, after this you're real gonna be...
It's gonna be absolutely finished.
Let's get that.
Okay, getting somewhere with the fish now. Rest the left hand. There's a nice fish. Eh? Woo! Look at that, look. And this is what we need to catch in the competition. This will give us huge points. It's only about sort of 3 kilo.
There should be more.
There you go.
Nice memory, eh?
Beautiful memory. Dann machen wir den Proppen vom Leihwohl schon zu.
This year's competition I think will be very difficult because of the high water and mainly because of the water temperature as well. The water temperature is very hot. Normally it's winter now, which is should actually be better for bream fishing, but I think this year it'll be too hot, so I don't think a bream will take the fishing competition.
For a double up.
Oh man, and the guy going in the grass. That's unusual, eh? Oh, that's a nice
What you got there, Duppy?
I've got the bream here. You.
Check this.
Tigers on the side. Fighting a tiger, yeah?
You got music.
Dylan? Yeah. Mooi kiesje.
The other fishes are at the back, eh?
You by the fish.
I want to bring the bream up as well.
That's a nice bream, man.
Yeah.
Nice tiger too.
Tiger. There we go. Nice sort of 3 kilo tiger.
Huge bream. If I can guess 2.1, 2.2 kg Nemwe. Very nice specimen. This is one of the species which we have to catch.
Back out on the water, anglers were finding it tough, but 1 or 2 big tigers had found their way on board.
En Isak,
Ons is hier op die Crockango rivier. Ons het 'n baie goeie oggend gehad sover. Ons het vroeg vanmôre 3 byte gehad van groot tiere. Gelukkig kon ons een land. Ek gaan hom gou hier uithaal. Hy lyk of hy nog lewe. Hy's definitief hy's ver in die oranje sone. Dit is omtrent die 5de jaar wat ons aan die kompetisie deelneem. En dit is die 3de jaar wat ek en my 2 seuns saam visvang.
We stopped in with the Kingsley crew, who were certainly brightening things up on the river.
We're going at the moment for tiger, because I see the story around camp, and tigers have been biting. So yeah, we're trying our luck, but to no avail. Yeah, we've been a good sponsor for the last 3 years, but we've got soft drinks. Our factory is about 5 years old now. It's actually based in Johannesburg, but we market it around Namibia, Angola, Mozambique, South Africa itself, Botswana and Zimbabwe. Look, some people might be here for the first prize, the boat, try their luck. But I think in general, I think it's for the good times. You know, that everyone spends with each other, with your friends and your family.
So you're ringing out some livers there. What are you guys onto?
We will try our best now. The water is a little bit still there, and try for barber. Sit half an hour or so and see if we can find something. It's not a nice job, but we have to do it.
With day 1 coming to an end, teams headed back to the weigh station, eager to see what had been caught.
My name is Peter Andreas, Team Oli Krokonoster, Horang Dorang Korang Oli. Our day wasn't too bad. We caught a nice tiger, 5.6, and a nice bream later today. Our plan was to catch go high up the river to catch Nemwe and tiger. We did do well in catching those 2 hard species to catch in this river, and we might be in the top 10 today.
As the sun set and the last few boats made their way off the river, this is how things looked after day 1. Leading the way, Ali Boats with 8.05, followed by last year's winners, African Anglers and Watu GT, rounding up the top 3.
Vandaag ons laatste Nemwe gaan soek. En dan maar vir Baber ons kieker gaan soek. Tiervis weet ons nie van nie, so ons sal maar kyk.
Hi, my name is Gilly Loopsje and I've got my team here, same team as last year. Francis Tyrion on this side, he's just hiding away from the boat. This is Liku Vermaak. You've asked me if there's a plan B. There is a big plan B today. If there's no fishing, we're going to get to the banks of the river and start to braai some lekker boors and have a nice braai next to the river. The fishing is very, very difficult at the moment for our guys anyway. We actually barber catch. We catch barbels. We love to do that. And at this moment, not good. We hope you enjoy it anyway.
Teams were once again greeted to a magnificent African sunrise as they headed out onto the water with Inland Fisheries Patrol on hand, keeping an eye on things and looking after the NBC news crew covering the event for local television.
Cameraman on board, huh? Yeah.
How's it?
My name's Greg Thompson, and our team is African Anglers. I'm fishing with my dad John and a friend of mine Brent. This is now day 2 of the competition. We had an average day yesterday. Today's been tough, but we did manage to get one nice tiger fish. It's nice and close up to the bank. Yeah, look, I mean, we won't miss this. It's a super event. We have a lot of fun every year. It's actually one of the highlights of our year. My dad flies up from Joburg especially for the competition, and we love it.
It's been a good comp. We've had yesterday I caught a 5.6 tiger and a 2.1 bream, so I was very fortunate. So it was a nice day yesterday, and the tournament and the organisation here is phenomenal. Really, it is. It's unbelievable. They do a great job.
So what's the plan for the afternoon?
We're going to drift with fillet, and then late in the afternoon we'll obviously, if we're hoping just to pick up the one more tiger, then we'll concentrate hard on bream. We've only got one, so we need 2 more, and they seem to be very elusive at the moment.
Well, we've thrown a little bit of everything at them. We're still trying to find out what's working and what's not. We're going the old faithful twin tail grub route. Hopefully that works. The normal jig that we've got, the bass jig, with the twin tail grub on it. It just makes a little action, make it look like a crab on the water.
I reckon they'll just fish for bream, and we'll have tiger rods out as well, because that's all we need to get our species points. How's that feel?
Very good. We've been waiting for that for 2 days.
The Crockango Tiger Chart system once again coming in handy and ensuring the fairness at this year's comp and allowing competitors to return the fish back into the water while being rewarded for the catch. A great system and setting an example of how all comps should be run.
The weight was 4.66, it was in the blue zone, it was just short of the orange zone, which if it's in the orange zone, you have to keep it alive and try to take it back, because it has to be weighed because it's a big fish and it's got a chance of winning the main prize, which is the boat. But in the blue zone now, we've got to resuscitate it and set it free in order for us to get our points. We had 3 rods out, all with 3-spot fillet, which the tiger love. As I said earlier, we need to catch our tiger for our species points, so that's why we had 3 out. And then I saw my rod dip, and then it went, and then you've got to let it run a bit so it can swallow it and chew it. And then you just strike, and hopefully you set the hook. And the rest is history. It's just we thought it was bigger than it was, but it's still a nice fish, eh?
Basically, you take about 1/3 from the top of the fillet. You put the hook through from the meat side through to the skin side, then twist it around, And then using what we call spookasem. It's a very thin, stretchable material. You get thicker that they normally use as a coast, but that's not recommended on the river because they feel it in their mouths. And this thing you can see is very, very thin, though it's still very strong. You tie it up properly, snap it off, and there you've got your perfectly piece of drift bait. Doesn't make it. You can see there the view of the tail needs to be the yellow for a minimum tiger length, so it doesn't qualify.
The Okavango River, which forms a border of 400 kilometers long between Namibia and Angola, is the lifeline for the Kavango people. The plains on either side of the river are fertile, providing a living for the Kavangos by fishing, tending cattle and cultivating their staple diet of maize, millet and sorghum. Local involvement is encouraged at the comp, and once again the Watu competition took place with generous prize money being offered by Oceano Atlantico Wurman Brock in an effort to grow the sport among the local community.
Ja, ons wat een watercompetitie vandaag. Ons is net zo twee, ons is zo spannend. Ons is twee. Ons is zo'n beetje, ons wil net eens op die plek kijken. Kan ons zeker klein brim krijgen, wat ook al laat ons ook iets krijgen. Ik is bij blij van de watercompetitie. Ik hoop ook win. Ik ga een keer laat ik iets proberen van. Onze zoek ook Babar.
Mijn naam is Kambinta Festus. Dank je van hierdie mensen wat die competitie gebring. Ik vang de feest van samen die Wato. Ik wil groot feest krijgen. Dat ik mooi prijs gaan krijgen.
Ik kom nu 5 of 6 jaar hier naartoe. En elke jaar wil ik meer en meer betrokken raken. En het is voor mij een groot eer om nou deel daarvan te wees. En deel van visvang in de toekomst van visvang op die Okavango rivier. Toepie, mag ik voor jou die sleutel van die boot geven?
This year saw the generous sponsorship of an aluminium boat, motor and trailer from Edelstaubo. Jürgen Geiger handing over the keys at the opening ceremony, an awesome boost to the Crockango Angling Club that can only bode well for the development of local fishing in the area and might see more wins from the likes of Julius Herkerma winning the boat in 2008.
We all directors and shareholders of a company called Ali Boats. We build these aluminium boats, and we've sponsored the Rindu competition since day one, which is 11 years. Because we all enjoy fishing, we enjoy boats, we take part in the competition, and no, it's really great. They've continued to support us, and we'll continue with the angling club. This year we've sponsored a boat built by ourselves, and the engine is sponsored by Yamaha, who are also co-sponsors. It's a Pike 540, it's 5.4 meters long, semi-bass boat. Yeah, it's a nice prize.
Truly an awesome prize from Alley Boats. So this is how the standings looked after day 2. The Crockango River is the 4th largest river in southern Africa, running southeastward for 1,600 kilometers. Its heart is in the Angolan highlands, where it is known as the Crockango River. From there it flows into Namibia to form part of the border between Angola and Namibia before flowing into Botswana and draining into the Moremi Game Reserve, contributing to what is known as the Crockango Delta, one of the Earth's most scenic wildlife areas.
My name is Trace Kurtzen. I'm with my wife Elaine. We are from Team Firefly. It's the first year actually we are Firefly. We are a new team, and yeah, we are now for the 5th time I'm fishing the Crockango Classic. So we are roughly about 50 kilos from the venue, which is in Runu this year. We're at the place called Shutemu. Yeah, and I just caught my first Nemwe. For the day.
What method were you using?
I use a black and red spinnerbait, which is one of the 3 most popular techniques for this river. The other 2 being jigs and then FZ, copper FZ.
Back out on the water, anglers were finding the going tough, but being out on the river was making up for slow fishing.
Team Campworld Bushwhackers, and this is the 3rd day of the comp. We had a relatively good start on day 1. 2 squeakers and a tiger. Had a tough day yesterday with just 1 squeaker, and today we decided to go downstream, and we've picked up 3 beautiful Nemwe that are definitely on the board. This is France. He caught the big Nemwe today, and Grumpy, the other team member. And now, well, we're going to see if we can go in live with some barbel. It's such a beautiful fish. Very aggressive. Well, this is my 2nd year in the comp, and probably about the 4th time we sponsor. And this year we really went all out and made it into the platinum sponsorship. A lot of prizes that we're giving away, and but the Crockango team that organizes this, you do a good job. Well done.
Healing.
At last.
With another great day out on the river, teams headed back to the way station for one last time.
Ons was so 50 kilos hier 'n vuur af gewees en ons was daar op 'n sandbank gewees daar saam met 'n paar krokodille. En ons het eintlik die krokodille gesit en kyk en die aas daar in die water gegooi en toe vat die baber. Ja, ons het hom seker so 3 minute gevat en dan het ons hom uitgehaal.
The superb team of marshals weighed in the final fish, running as smoothly as usual under the watchful eye of Oom Gilly.
Ag, ek dink dit was uitstaande daar. die marshalling, het was baie goed geweest. Ons hengelaars het baie mooi saamgewerk. Die eerste dag het 'n paar mooi groot tiere van 6 kilo plus uitgekom. Vir almal wat hier is, ons marshals, ons hengelaars, dankie sê vir hulle saamwerking.
All video evidence being scrutinized before points were allocated, proving a continued success.
That is the last photo you get.
With all the fish weighed and all the footage verified, it was off to the prize giving, where tensions were high with some big prizes to be awarded. The prize for top female angler went to Rihanna Dupree from Team Feeding Frenzy. The top male angler from this year's competition went to John Thompson from African Anglers. The prize of largest barbel went to Pine Pina from the Modaboka with a barbel of 12.015 kgs. The prize for the largest bream going to Nas Jacobs from Team Trentai with a Nembwe of 2.046. And the individual prize for the largest tiger went to our ladies winner Rihanna Dupree from Feeding Frenzy with a tiger fish of 6.040 kgs. And winning the 2010 Crockango Angling Bonanza and defending their title, African Anglers, John Thompson, Greg Thompson and Brent Reed on 14.423. Some great fishing in difficult conditions. So this is what our top 10 looked like at this year's comp. African Anglers defending their title from 2009. Previous winners Ongombe Safaris in second place and Team Redfin in third.
Dan is ons by die laaste prys. Daai lieflike boot wat daar agter staan. The prize which we're going to give away is a 17-foot pike with a 90 horsepower Yamaha engine with a total value of 260 Namibia dollar. A big hand for all die boats. Ons wenner daarso is op 'n tiervis wat hawok gemaak het. Is 'n tiervis van 7.056 kg. Steven Erasmus.
It's a great honour to have the winner here. Our honour to sponsor the Crockango Angling Club, ourselves, Ali Boats and Yamaha, and really great that someone can win a boat like this.
Well, first day we caught 2 Nemwes, and that was all for the day, and 1 barbel.
The second day we caught our Nemwe full and our barbers full. This morning we went out to catch our squeakers. We got one side, now we leave the squeakers, then we go for tiger fish. Busy drifting, and all of a sudden this big tiger took. It took us about 10-15 minutes to catch, jumped about 10 times. We were very scared we were going to lose it. At least we got it on the boat, but once again to my two other team members, Mauro and Kevin, it was not for them. We would not have landed that big fish. It's a great feeling, and once again thank you to Ali Boats and Yamaha for this great prize.